Hi, everyone. This is Karen from Online Teacher Coach. And if you've been watching my videos, you'll know that I am very worried and concerned about teachers out there. I know that they're overworked and probably underpaid and just need help. And so these series of videos are aimed at just sort of, that does concentrate on language because that's what I teach. I teach French and Spanish, but these are some like quick and easy ways to do something in your class that doesn't take much prep time at all. So this is a quick and easy way, only 2 steps to get more speaking time in class. And PS teachers, you don't have to do anything. Okay, so if you like these, you can subscribe to get some more, to get more of them, or you can go to my website and I've got some free teaching resources and such, and this will be available there too. All right, let's get started. So this one is called Timer Talk. All right, Timer Talk. And I always like to give you the pedagogical background because these activities are not just something that I whipped up. They are well thought out. They're easy, right? But they're well thought out. So let's talk about this. So the first pedagogical element is that this involves competition. And we know that students, some students are very competitive. In this case, it's a competition against themselves. So you'll see what I mean when I explain how to do Timer Talk. This is involving active recall. So active recall is a strategy where they learn the, the information, the language, the whatever you're doing once or twice, and then you actively have them recall it. So that's what this does. It also asks students to self-reflect. Self-reflection is one of those really important 21st century learning skills, and the Timer Talk will do that too. All right, so first of all, let me explain the directions or the rules. So step 1, choose a topic or a function. So let's just pretend that my topic is sports in French. Now you could teach anything, right? You could teach science, you could do, elements, you could do social studies with dates, anything you want. Choose a topic or a function. I'm just, for the sake of this video, going to choose French sports. You want to put students in peer groups, so two students per little group. You want to tell them that one student is going to speak while the other is going to time them for 1 minute. So one student is the speaker, the other student is going to time them and also count. So the other student is the helper in that regard. So the rule is, I tell students, you're going to have 1 minute. Now you can change that to shorter or longer, but 1 minute. And student number 1 is going to say as many things, and in this case in French, as possible. Now, the topic was sports, right? Or, well, leisure time activities, I should say. So they're going to say as many as they can. They're just going to keep rattling them off, rattling them off, rattling them off, rattling them off. Partner 2, again, is timing them, but also counting, right? 1, 2, 3, or in French or whatever you want to do. So they're going to say as many things as they can. I tell students, the student who is speaking must not stop talking. So I'm going to be hearing, if your principal is walking by, make sure you go back to the pedagogical background. So as the students are, they're all talking, not all, half of the class is talking all at once. That's okay. I tell them they must not stop talking. They can repeat. Maybe they've said 6 or 7 different kinds of leisure activities, and then they're pausing. And person number 2 can help prompt them a little bit. Nope, you can't stop. You have to keep going. You might want to put them in the plural, make a sentence. You can repeat them if you need to, right? Goes back to that active recall. And then the person's got a score, right? So student number 1 maybe said 25 things in a minute. You're going to switch roles. So now student number 2 is going to talk, and student number 1 is going to time them and count for them. So I always tell them, get your, or maybe the teacher can time them. That works too, right? So let's say that's step 1. Step 2 is the competition. So what this means is that you're going to start it all over. You're going to say everybody's in their peer groups. Student 1 has gone and did maybe 25 things. Student 2 is gone, maybe did 30 things. So I tell them, this is a competition between you yourself. This is not a competition with the other person, with you yourself. In this case, you must do at least, and pick a number, 4 more. Now I give them a minute to think, right? There's a think time here. So I give them a minute to think, and I say to them, okay, just think about it before we start. We're back to person number one. You have to say a minimum of like 4 or 5 more things within that minute. So take a minute to think. They might want to even refer to their notes for a quick minute, right? And you do the second round with each student with the goal of increasing the number of items said. And then at the end, I'll say, everybody put your hand up or show me this thumbs up if you were able to increase any, or ideally 4 or 5 more than you did the first time. There's a couple of variations you can do with this activity. One might be the hot seat. So the hot seat is, some cooperative learning, as active recall. It also has team play. And so with the hot seat, you might have 2 teams in your classroom. One person from the first team sits in front. So we'll pretend this boy's name is John. He's on team 1. He sits in the front of the class. Now they got a minute, right? Or whatever it is, or 2 minutes. The other team asks as many questions as they can in the target language, in this case, because I taught French, in 1 or 2 minutes, and the person in the hot seat must answer. So they're just bludgeoning them with questions. How old are you? What's your nationality? What do you like to do, etc. Right? And the idea is to get as many questions and answers in as you can. The teacher in this case would probably want to count the responses for points, but you can have the other team do it. And then you switch teams and can you continue to count to see which team won. Now this does involve a little bit of competition between teams. So make sure that you know the class dynamic so that you're not setting students up for, increased awareness or, whatever. But this is just a variation of what you can do. So that doesn't cost you any time to plan. All you have to do is think of a topic, right? Explain the direction so students know what to do. You can get some free teaching lessons and worksheets and quizzes off my website if you want to. Also, you can subscribe to this channel to get updates as I post them. If you're a teacher, I sincerely hope that this activity will help you take a breath, get some coffee, get your mind together, take a minute of just rest in your brain, make the students do the work. And I am happy to have provided it, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.